You are lying in bed, staring at the ceiling for the third hour in a row. The clock says 3:15 a.m. Your legs feel restless, your mind is racing through a grocery list of worries, and you know that tomorrow is going to be a fog of fatigue and frustration. Most people think sleep issues in our 60s and 70s are just an inevitable part of getting older, like grey hair or stiff knees. They'll tell you to take a pill or just deal with it. But what if I told you that the secret to silencing that midnight brain chatter and finally staying asleep until the sun comes up is sitting right in your kitchen cupboard? It isn't a chemical sleep aid or a fancy gadget. It is a simple jar of peanut butter. Most seniors are making a critical mistake before bed that keeps their brain in alert mode all night long, and tonight I'm going to show you how 2 teaspoons of this common pantry staple can act like a biological off switch for your insomnia. When we reach our 60s and beyond, our brains begin to process energy differently. You might find that you fall asleep just fine while watching the evening news, but then you wake up at 2:15 a.m., wide awake and unable to drift back off. This is often because your brain has run out of fuel. Think of your brain like a classic car. Even when it's parked in the garage at night, the engine is still ticking over. It's processing memories, cleaning out toxins, and repairing your cells. If the fuel tank runs dry in the middle of the night, your brain sounds an internal alarm. It releases cortisol, the stress hormone, to wake you up and tell you it's hungry. This is why you feel tired but wired in the middle of the night. The secret to stopping this alarm is a very specific amino acid found in peanut butter called tryptophan. You might remember hearing about tryptophan during Thanksgiving, as it's the nutrient in turkey that makes everyone want a nap after dinner. Tryptophan is the raw material your body uses to create serotonin, the feel-good hormone, and melatonin, the sleep hormone. However, there is a catch. For tryptophan to actually get into your brain and start making you sleepy, it needs a little bit of help to cross what we call the blood-brain barrier. It's like a VIP club with a very strict bouncer at the door. On its own, tryptophan is too weak to get past the bouncer. But when you pair the healthy fats and proteins in peanut butter with a tiny bit of carbohydrate, like a small slice of apple or a single whole-grain cracker, it creates an all-access pass. This combination allows the tryptophan to enter the brain, where it immediately begins converting into the sleep signals you've been missing. It's like greasing a rusty hinge on a door. Suddenly, everything moves smoothly, and the door to deep sleep swings wide open. If you've been struggling with broken sleep, this one change can be a total game changer for your energy levels the next day. If you're finding these tips helpful for your health, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next guide on aging backwards. Now, I want to share something very important about the science behind this. When we talk about these sleep secrets, my team spends dozens of hours researching the latest clinical trials to make sure we are giving you the safest advice for your golden years. Before we move to the next step, if you found this specific tip about tryptophan and the brain fuel helpful, you can support our research team directly by clicking the Super Thanks heart button below the video. It helps us continue making these free guides for you. Now let us talk about the second reason. Peanut butter is a miracle worker for senior sleep, blood sugar stabilization. Many seniors suffer from what we call nocturnal hypoglycemia. This is a fancy way of saying your blood sugar drops too low while you sleep. When your blood sugar crashes, your brain panics. It thinks you are starving, so it pumps out adrenaline to wake you up. This is why you might wake up with a racing heart or feeling slightly sweaty. Peanut butter is the perfect solution because it is packed with healthy, slow-burning fats and dense protein. Unlike a sugary snack or a bowl of cereal that spikes your sugar and then lets it crash, peanut butter provides a steady, slow release of energy that lasts for 6 to 8 hours. It's like putting a big, thick log on a campfire instead of a handful of dry leaves. The leaves flare up and go out quickly, but the log glows and provides steady warmth all through the night. By having a small amount of peanut butter before bed, you are essentially leveling out your internal floor. You want to have those peaks and valleys in your blood sugar that jerk you out of your dreams. This is especially helpful if you find yourself waking up feeling shaky or if you have a habit of wandering to the kitchen for a midnight snack. You're giving your body the message that it is safe, it is fed, and it can stay in deep restorative REM sleep. Let's move on to the third benefit, which many people completely overlook. Magnesium. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing minerals, and magnesium is one of the most common deficiencies in people over 60. Magnesium is often called nature's relaxant. It helps to regulate the neurotransmitters that calm the nervous system, and it also plays a role in relaxing your muscles. Have you ever experienced those painful leg cramps or restless legs the moment you try to get comfortable? That is often your body screaming for magnesium. Peanut butter is an excellent natural source of this mineral. When you eat it before bed, the magnesium starts to work on your muscle fibers, encouraging them to unclench and let go of the tension from the day. It's like a soft, warm blanket for your nervous system. If your body is relaxed, your mind will follow. It's very hard for a stressed mind to live in a relaxed body. By addressing the physical tension through the nutrients in peanut butter, you are clearing the path for a much deeper level of rest. Now, you might be wondering, Dr. Carter, how much should I actually eat? Do I eat the whole jar? The answer is a resounding no. We want to use this as a medicine, not a meal. I call this the 2-teaspoon rule. You only need about 1 to 2 tablespoons of peanut butter to get the benefits. If you eat too much, your digestive system has to work too hard to process all that fat and protein, which can actually keep you awake. We want just enough to fuel the brain and steady the blood sugar, but not so much that your stomach is tossing and turning while you were trying to rest. It's also crucial to talk about the quality of the peanut butter. This is where many people get it wrong and actually end up hurting their sleep. If you go to the store and buy a jar of the popular commercial peanut butter, the kind that stays perfectly smooth and never separates, you are likely buying a jar full of sugar and hydrogenated oils. Sugar is the enemy of sleep. It causes inflammation and creates that roller coaster blood sugar effect we are trying to avoid. Hydrogenated oils are also very hard for a senior AS gallbladder and liver to process late at night. When you are at the grocery store, I want you to look at the ingredient label. It should say 2 things: peanuts and maybe a little bit of salt. That's it. If you see high fructose corn syrup, palm oil, or mono and diglycerides, put it back on the shelf. We want the natural stuff, the kind where the oil might sit on the top and you have to stir it. This natural version contains the fiber and the raw nutrients that your 60-plus body needs. Think of it as high-quality fuel for a high-quality engine. You wouldn't put low-grade, dirty gasoline in a luxury car, so don't put processed, sugary nut butter into your body right before its most important repair cycle. Now, let's address a common concern for my patients: acid reflux, or GERD. Many seniors avoid eating anything before bed because they are afraid of that burning sensation in their chest. This is a very valid concern. To avoid this, don't eat your peanut butter and then immediately lay flat on your back. Instead, have your 2-teaspoon snack about 30 to 60 minutes before you actually climb into bed. This gives your stomach time to start the breakdown process while you are still upright, perhaps while you are reading a book or finishing your evening skin routine. If you are particularly sensitive to reflux, try pairing the peanut butter with a small piece of a complex carbohydrate, like a piece of sprouted grain toast. The fiber in the toast helps to soak up some of the stomach acid and keeps the peanut butter from sitting too heavily. It also helps with that VIP pass for the tryptophan we talked about earlier. It's a win-win. You get the sleep benefits without the heartburn. For those of you who might have a peanut allergy or simply don't like the taste, don't worry. You can get almost the exact same benefits from almond butter. Almonds are actually even higher in magnesium than peanuts. The only difference is that almond butter is usually a bit more expensive and has a slightly different fat profile, but for the purposes of sleep it works like a charm. Another great alternative is sunflower seed butter, which is very high in vitamin E and great for skin health as well. I want to tell you a story about one of my patients, a gentleman named Arthur. Arthur was 72 and had been taking over-the-counter sleep aids for nearly a decade. He told me he felt like a zombie every morning. He was groggy, his memory was slipping, and he felt unsteady on his feet. We worked together to slowly taper him off the pills and replaced his evening snack of cookies and milk with 2 teaspoons of natural peanut butter on a couple of thin apple slices. Within 2 weeks, Arthur called my office. He was sounding more vibrant than I had ever heard him. He said for the first time in years, he wasn't waking up at 3 a.m. to check the kitchen clock. He was sleeping through until his alarm went off at 7:00. Because he was getting that deep REM sleep, his brain was finally able to clean itself out. His memory improved and his balance got better because he wasn't drugged up on sleep medication. That is the power of working with your body's natural chemistry instead of against it. As we get older, our circadian rhythm, our internal biological clock, tends to shift. We naturally want to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. This is normal. But the quality of those hours is what determines how long we stay independent and healthy. Sleep is when your body produces growth hormones to repair your joints. It's when your brain flushes out the proteins associated with memory loss. If you aren't sleeping, you aren't healing. Think of your nightly peanut butter habit as a handshake between your hunger and your hormones. You are telling your body, I am providing you with the protein to repair your muscles, the fats to keep your brain fueled, and the tryptophan to help you find peace. It is a very gentle, very kind way to treat yourself. I also want to encourage you to make this a ritual. In our fast-paced world, we often rush right up until the moment we turn out the lights. But our senior nervous systems need a slow ramp down. Use the time when you are eating your peanut butter to disconnect from the television and the news. The blue light from those screens tells your brain that it is daytime, which cancels out all the good work the tryptophan is trying to do. Instead, enjoy your snack in a dimly lit room. Listen to some soft music or simply sit in silence. This sends a secondary signal to your brain that the day is over and it is safe to let go. Some people ask me, Dr. Carter, will this make me gain weight? This is a common fear, but the research shows the opposite. Because peanut butter is so satiating, meaning it makes you feel full, it actually prevents late-night binge eating. Those healthy fats actually help regulate the hormones that control your weight, like leptin and ghrelin. So in a way, eating a little bit of healthy fat before bed can actually help you maintain a healthy weight by stopping the hunger pings that lead to poor choices. Another tip I want to give you is about hydration. Many seniors stop drinking water at 6 p.m. because they don't want to wake up to use the bathroom. This can lead to dehydration, which actually makes sleep more difficult. When you take your peanut butter, have just a small sip of warm water or a caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile. The warmth of the liquid helps to relax the digestive tract and allows the nutrients in the peanut butter to be absorbed more efficiently. It's about balance, not a full glass of water that will fill your bladder, but just enough to help the medicine go down. Let's recap the golden sleep protocol we've discussed today. First, we choose a high-quality, natural peanut butter with no added sugar. Second, we aim for about 2 teaspoons, the 2-teaspoon rule. Third, we pair it with a tiny bit of fiber or complex carb to help that tryptophan enter the brain. Fourth, we eat it about 45 minutes before bed to avoid any reflux. And finally, we do this consistently. Your body loves patterns. If you start doing this every night, your brain will eventually recognize the taste of peanut butter as the signal that it's time to start producing melatonin. It's like Pavlov's dog. You are training your internal biology to prepare for rest the moment those healthy fats hit your tongue. I want you to imagine how your life would change if you had 20% more energy every day. Imagine being able to play with your grandkids without feeling like you need a nap halfway through. Imagine going for a morning walk and actually feeling the sun on your face instead of just feeling tired. Imagine having the mental clarity to finish that crossword puzzle or start that hobby you've been putting off. All of that starts with the quality of your sleep. We spend a third of our lives in bed. For seniors, that time is even more precious because it is the primary way our bodies fight off the effects of aging. You don't have to accept bad sleep as your new normal. You don't have to rely on expensive prescriptions that leave you feeling like a shell of yourself the next day. Sometimes, the most powerful medical interventions are the ones we find in our own kitchens. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to try this. Go to your pantry, find that jar of peanut butter, and take those 2 small teaspoons. Do it with the intention of nourishing your brain. Notice the creaminess, the saltiness, and the way it feels. As you eat it, tell yourself that you are giving your body exactly what it needs to stay quiet, calm, and rested. You have worked hard your whole life. You have raised families, built careers, and contributed so much to the world. You deserve to rest. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to enjoy the beautiful life you've built. Don't let a hungry brain steal your peace for one more night. If you have tried this, or if you have your own evening ritual that helps you stay asleep, please leave a comment below. I read as many as I can, and our community of seniors loves to hear from one another. We are all on this journey of healthy aging together, and your experience might be the exact thing someone else needs to hear to feel encouraged. Remember, aging isn't about fading away. It's about leaning into the wisdom of how our bodies work. It's about making small, smart choices that yield big results. A little bit of peanut butter might seem like a small thing, but for your brain, it is the difference between a night of fighting for rest and a night of deep, healing slumber. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I truly value your commitment to your health. It is never too late to start feeling better, and it is never too late to take control of your well-being. Sleep well, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next guide. This is Dr. Adam Carter, wishing you a peaceful night and a vibrant tomorrow.